Hey, what's up, everybody? It's Byron the Dragon King, and I'm back with a brand new video. And today, I thought, why not just have a video talking about my most recent roommates and some of the crazy shit they've done. And, you know what? Let's not tell the good stories quite yet, like the real juicy ones. Those are the ones I want to wait and make once I have my computer again and I can really put in some effort. So today we're going to talk about the first night of hell, which happened about a month after me living there. So let's go. So when I first moved in, I really didn't have anything. All I had was like 4 or 5 boxes of stuff. I didn't have any furniture or anything. I had my 5 boxes of stuff. I had my PS4 and I had my computer. If I wanted to use my computer or play my PS4, I would have to sit on the floor and hunch over and do it, which really fucked up my back, so I didn't really use my computer a lot back then. And what did I sleep on? I slept on this air mattress that one of my roommates let me use, which is a really nice sentiment, and I really appreciated the idea and, like, the thought. And then the first night I tried to sleep on it, I realized there's a hole in it. So for the first 15-20 minutes of laying on it, it's great. It's like a normal mattress. It's really comfy. It's soft. And then after that point, you start to sink in and you're like, this isn't so great. And then after about half an hour to an hour, you're like really sunk in. And at this point is the point I would normally turn the mattress back on to blow more air into it. And sleeping on it was not fun because multiple times I'd wake up just fucking on the floor at this weird angle, all my weight being pressed onto my shoulder, which hurt. Let me tell you. So on this night of hell was one of those nights where one of those mornings I woke up to laying on my shoulder like that and being in pain for half of the day because my shoulder just really hurt. So my day was starting off great, as you can tell. The rest of the day, it's going by all right, and then nighttime happens, and the roommates get home. Something about these roommates is they like to party every night, and they like to drink. So they start partying and drinking and stuff. It's just the 3 of them. And they pull out the beer pong table, and they're like, "Hey, Bailey, do you want to play beer pong so we can do 2v2s?" And I'm like, "No, I don't like beer pong. I don't drink beer. And playing it with water seems weird. And, I just don't want to play. I'm not good at it." And they're like, come on, man, play beer pong with us." And I'm like, "No, I don't want to." Oh, and this is a common theme of saying, "No, I don't want to do this. Don't make me do this," and I'm ignoring my pleas. So in this story and other stories moving on, just watch out for that. That's just a fun little mini game we can play, and we can see how often that happens. So after a while of that, I'm like, whatever, I'm going to go up to my room. So I go up to my room, I close my door, lock it, and I start blowing up the air mattress, and then I go to look at something, and I hear my window open, and I look over, and one of my roommates is crawling through my window. It's the roommate whose room was right next to mine. I don't know, it's hard to explain. 3 of us were upstairs, and I was in the middle, and this was the one whose bedroom's window reached out over the porch, so there was a little roof area that he would like to sit on, and he used that to crawl over, open up my screen, and then open up my window, and then crawled into my window, into my bed. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck? That's not okay. And then he's walking over to talk to me, and he steps on a bag of my stuff and cracks a bunch of my CD cases. And he's like, "Oh, I'm sorry, man, I'll buy you some new ones." I'm like, "No, it's fine. Just get out of my room. I don't want to play beer pong." And he's like, "Okay, just lock the window. I'll tell them it's locked, and we won't make you play any." And I'm like, okay. So I do that, and then I make the foolish mistake of leaving my room to go pee in the bathroom. And then when I come back in, I don't lock my door fast enough, and they barge into my room, and then they grab my ankles and start dragging me down the hallway. Mind you, my bedroom and the hallway are carpeted. And then they start dragging me down the stairs by the ankles. I'm on my back. I'm only wearing shorts and no shirt. And that's where, if you remember from my older videos, the great picture of my scab and scrape all over my shoulder blade, that's where that comes from. And they start dragging me down the stairs by my ankles. So my body's like hitting each stair. And so I grab one of the spindles of the staircase of the handrail, and they pull me and it cracks. And I'm like, oh shit, we broke that. And then the roommate who crawled through my window is like, yeah, whatever, I don't give a fuck. And he just kicked one out, like the whole ass spindle. And I'm just like, what the fuck, dude? And then I'm like, okay, stop dragging me down the stairs. I'll come down with you. And they're like, okay. So I walk down the stairs. I'm like, let me just take a piss outside first. And they're like, okay. So I walk outside, and then I immediately book it, and I run behind our shed, which is like a little wooded, there's a few trees, and there's a bunch of like brush and shit, and I hide in the brush. And after about 15 seconds of me hiding, they realize that I'm not pissing anymore, and they want to play beer pong. And you would think, at this point, a rational thinking person would be like, this guy really doesn't want to play beer pong. Well, okay, I guess we won't force him. But no, they're like looking for me. They're calling my name out. They're searching. They're seeing random people walking by and asking if they've seen me run off. And I'm like laying there, and I'm like, okay, maybe I can make a break for it, and I can get to the house first, and then I could run up and get to my room. And after like 5 minutes, I stopped hearing anything. And then the roommate who crawled through my window found me, and he's like, oh, you really don't want to play beer pong, do you? And I'm like, no, I really don't. I'm tired. I want to go to bed. And he's like, okay, go up to your room, lock your door, and I'll say that you must have like snuck past us. And I'm like, okay. He's like, we won't force you to play beer pong. I'm like, okay, cool. So I go up there, I go up into my room, and I lock the door. And then after half an hour, they came inside. They're like, oh, what the fuck? Oh. They wanted to play beer pong. After half an hour, I realized I'm all dirty from doing that shit outside. And, like, I have, like, grass stains and dirt. And, like, I'm sweaty because it's summertime. It's, like, the beginning of September, so it's hot and humid still. And I didn't shower the previous night. So I was like, fuck, dude, I feel gross. I want to go shower. So I quietly unlock my door, and I slowly open my door, and I look out, and no one's waiting for me. They're all like partying downstairs, drinking, playing loud music and stuff. And I'm like, okay, they're distracted. So I slowly sneak over to the bathroom. No one's noticed me yet. And then I go into the bathroom, and then I lock the door. They still haven't noticed me, so I undress, I put my towel up on the towel handle thing, and I turn on the shower, and I get in, and I start to take my shower. Suddenly, they hear the water going, and they are upset. They want to play beer pong, goddammit. And they start banging on the door. They're like, Bailey, come out. You need to play beer pong. Come on, Bailey. They start banging and begging, and like, I'm sitting there like, fuck, dude, leave me alone. I just want to shower. So I'm just minding my own business, and I just finish my shower. Halfway through that, the banging stops. No one's outside. So I dry off. I put on my clean clothes, and I open the door. No one's there. I'm like, okay, that's weird. So then I walk over to my bedroom door. I open it. My room's dark. This is interesting. And then I hear the noise, this noise of, which is the air mattress. And I recognize that noise. It's the vent noise. Someone's deflating the air mattress. So then I walk over, I turn on the light, and I walk over, and the roommate who crawled through my window and the roommate who lived downstairs are sitting on it, bouncing up and down so the air will come out faster. And the air mattress is already like halfway deflated. And I look behind me, and then the third roommate was hiding behind the door so he could sneak up behind me. And I'm like, fuck, guys, really? And they're like, yeah, we want you to play beer pong. And I'm just like, what is wrong with these people? Like, you'd think by now they'd be like, oh, fuck, this dude doesn't want to play beer pong. We shouldn't make him play beer pong. But once again, that's a rational thinking idea. And I'm like, okay, fine. If you guys will leave me alone, I'll play one game. And like, I start walking downstairs, and I realize this a little bit in the shower, but my scrape is bigger than I thought, and it really hurts. So I go downstairs to play with them, and it really hurts to move my arm. And to do the motion of throwing the pong ball is just an unreasonable thing to ask of me at this time. So I have to play the whole game left-handed. So what do? I play it left-handed, and I lose really badly. I think I make 2 cups total. Then I'm like, okay, guys, that was the game. Can I go upstairs? They're like, okay, Bailey, yeah, you can go upstairs. Sorry for doing this to you. And I'm like, okay. So I go upstairs. The air mattress is completely deflated at this point. I'm like, okay, I guess I'll have to blow the air mattress back up. I go to flip the switch to blow it up. It won't blow. It doesn't make a noise. And at this point, I'm like, well, fuck, dude. This sucks. So I go, I can sleep on the floor, or I can go downstairs and sleep. So I take my comforter, my only blanket, and I walk downstairs, and I go, hey guys, the air mattress won't blow up. I'm going to sleep on the couch. And they're like, okay, we'll try to be quiet. They weren't quiet, but we're not going to talk about that. So I lay down on the couch with my pillow and my comforter. And they go, we're going to do one last beer, we're going to do one last shotgun and go to bed. And I'm like laying there trying to fall asleep. And then I hear, do you know what a blowgun is? And suddenly I'm soaking wet, and my open wound from the getting dragged is burning. I'm covered in beer because one of them had the brilliant idea of doing a blowgun, which is when you poke the hole in to do the shotgun, and then you open the tab. Normally you'd pull it up and drink it. Instead, you blow into it, and all the beer comes out. And normally you do it to splash someone in the face. I don't really get it, and it sounds dumb, but that's what they did. And I'm covered in beer, and I'm like, what the fuck, dude? So what I do is I go downstairs, and I throw my comforter and my tank top that I'm wearing and my pillow into the washing machine. And I sit there in the basement in silence, waiting for that to wash. And while I'm doing that, roommate number 3, the other one who lives upstairs, not the one who crawled through the window, he comes down, he's like, hey man, I'm sorry. He's trying to be my friend and like make up shit. And just be like, and he's like, I'm gonna hug you. And I'm like, please leave me alone. He's like, okay, I'll leave you alone. And I'm like, thank you. So then he leaves and goes upstairs. And I'm like sitting down there, and I start to cry. This was the first time I cried for years of my adult life. Like, the last time I remember crying before that, I think I was 16. So that's insane. So I start texting my ex-girlfriend who had recently broken up with me a few months prior, and I'm begging her to drive the 3 miles up there to come pick me up with all my stuff and give me a ride down to my dad's house so I can live with him and figure out what to do next, because it's not working where I'm living. And I sent her like a bunch of messages. I would probably show screenshots, but I accidentally deleted our chat log a few months ago, and all that shit's gone because I was trying to delete someone's thing on Facebook Marketplace, and she messaged me right as I was doing that, and I didn't pay attention, and I deleted our chats. Oopsie. And then I start messaging a friend of mine that I used to work with at Applebee's and telling him about what's going on. And he's like, whoa, that sucks, dude. Yeah, you should really move out. And I'm sitting down there, and the roommate who crawled through my window messages me in the group chat telling me that if I can't get a job, I need to move out, and I would have to still pay them for the month I was living there in September, because August was already paid for. And I'm like, fuck, dude, are you really like telling me I need to either start paying or I need to get the fuck out after you guys been tormenting me all night? Because at the time I didn't have a job yet, because I was promised a job by roommate number 3 at the local Applebee's, but they wouldn't hire me. And I was still waiting to hear back from Walmart or any of the other places I applied to. And I wasn't getting my unemployment because Buffalo Wild Wings can suck a dick. So I'm upset, as you can probably imagine. And they're messaging me about rent. And after the wash cycle finishes, I put my stuff in the dryer. And I start the dry cycle. And then I walk upstairs, and I notice my pizza box on the floor. I forgot to say this earlier in the story because I just remembered it now. That day, I ordered a pizza from Toppers long before I even started thinking about working at Toppers. And I ordered the loaded tatza, and I had 2 slices of it, and then I had some monkey bread for free. And then fucking my entire pizza was gone. I had 2 slices of it, and that was some of the only money I had. And that was like the only food I had. So not only did they blow beer on me and fucking dragged me down the stairs and all this other shit, they ate the last of my food. Yeah. So then I go downstairs, I sit on that chair, I stare at the time left until it's dry, and I go back upstairs, everyone's asleep, and I go into my room, and I pull my sheets out of the box they were in, put them on the floor, and as an improvised sleeping bag, I just kind of like drag them over the floor in the shape of a bed, and then I put my pillow down, and then I laid down and used my comforter as a blanket, and I was able to go to sleep. And that's how I had to sleep for about a week. And that, everyone, is the first night in hell. I hope you guys enjoyed this story about my terrible former roommates. And if you liked this video, leave a like. If you disliked this video, leave a dislike. Leave a comment down below what you thought about the video, or just anything in general. And if you want to see more videos like this, subscribe. I have like 13 other videos on the channel in this weird gameplay commentary style, and I hope you enjoy them if you watch them. Anyways, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.